What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's 15-minute daily stretch / mobility routine. All you'll need is some space around you. No equipment needed, maybe a yoga mat, but that's all you need. All right, so let me have you come down. Let's take a seat. Let's get right into it. All right, so let's get seated like so. We're gonna start off with some neck rolls. I want you to slowly roll your neck as far back and around in a circle as you can and move slowly here. All right, we're gonna go all towards your right. And then after about 30 seconds, we'll go all to your left. Awesome work. You might get some snaps, crackles, and pops, depending on how many Zoom meetings you've just been in back to back to back. Hopefully not too many. But I'm glad you're taking some time for yourself right now, just to loosen up a little bit. All right, now let's switch sides. Come on over to the left side. And we're just thinking slow circles all the way around. Just getting some mobility throughout your neck. And it's important because we're not really utilizing our neck to its fullest potential. You know, if we're hunched over a desk on a computer and then we go home, we drive home or we bike home or whatever, and we're just keeping our neck in a neutral posture, we're never actually getting into these sort of extreme ranges of motion. And it just helps out quite a bit to visit these from time to time. All right. Awesome job. Slowly open your eyes. Now from there, let's get into an all fours position. All right, so hands are right below the shoulders, knees are right below the hips. All I want you to do is slowly arch your back and look up, and then round your back, dome your back, and look down. All right, slowly and segmentally, vertebrae by vertebrae, arching your back, and then slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, doming your back. And in this position, really try to push your hands into the floor just to get a little bit of an extra stretch in that upper back. All right, so as we come back down and get into this arched position, we're getting extension. And as we go the other way, we're getting into some flexion. And again, should feel pretty good just to loosen up the spine a little bit after probably having been hunched over for a while. Just helps to get some nice motion throughout the entire spine. We're gonna get a couple more. Just think about deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. All right, so this one is a little bit of a fancy maneuver, but I want you to arch your back again, and then from there, kind of roll into your right shoulder. So shift your weight over to the right, and then round your back again, dome, and shift your weight to the left before you come back down and arch. All right, so it's this kind of lateral spinal wave situation going on here. All right, so feel free to use this at your next wedding, your next dance event. Just make sure you credit me though. Loosening up those shoulders, loosening up the spine, and doing so in a little bit of an unconventional manner. And that just makes it just helps you to kind of break the pattern a little bit and maybe ekes out some additional gains. All right, now switch sides, go the other way. All right, so if you want to reset for a second, let's reset. Arch your back, shift your weight over to the left side. Now round your back by pushing into the floor, shift your weight over to the right side, and then arch your back again. All right, so push and dome, and then arch again. Awesome job. And this should feel really good all throughout the shoulders. Nice work. We'll probably get about 5 more here before moving on into our hip rocks. All right, just a couple more. All right, so return to the start position. So hands right below the shoulders, knees right below the hips. Let's look straight ahead, chest tall and proud. I want you to rock your hips all the way back towards your heels and then come all the way forward. All right, so you might not feel a deep stretch by any means in this position, but we are just loosening up the hips a little bit and getting it in a position where if your chest is tall and proud, you're getting a benefit where you're training your body to be able to move at the hips without rounding at the lower back. All right? But as soon as you lose that tall, proud chest, and let's say you sort of hunch over or look down, your back will start to round over. So do your best. Get that chest tall and proud. Look straight ahead as you rock back and forth. All right? But this is just a nice way to loosen up the hips and get things moving and grooving, especially again if you've been sitting down for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours plus during the day. All right, if you want to get even a little bit more range or affect your feet a little bit, feel free to untuck your toes and sit all the way back towards your heels that way. Okay, that just unlocks a little bit more range of motion, but if that's uncomfortable, just tuck your toes under. All right. Awesome. Now sit all the way back towards your heels. Hang on here for 1 second. Now I want you to get your right hand, bring it in the space between this knee and arm here, or knee and arm here. And I want you to reach through, try to tap your right shoulder down to the floor. This is called thread the needle. And then I want you to come on up. All right, we're gonna get 6 on each side here. So same side, right side, threads the needle, you try to hit the floor with your right arm, and then you come on up. All right? So we're getting a lot of T-spine flexion and rotation here. So your upper back is rounding and rotating and flexing all at the same time. Awesome work. Let's switch sides. So this time left side sneaks through this space behind your right arm here, comes down, and then it comes on up. All right. This side is a little bit more restricted for me. I even got a little bit of a pop there in my back, but it feels pretty good. And now you're not forcing anything, all right? So if you're holding your breath, trying to get more and more range, you're just fighting yourself. So just make sure that you're able to breathe and relax into these positions. And that just ensures that you're getting the most amount of benefit out of these moves, rather than forcing yourself in positions that are really uncomfortable, that your body won't actually absorb or adapt to. Okay, awesome work. And then from there, we're gonna get into some hip rocks. All right, so let's get into this kneeling position, 90-90 position. I want you to do your best to tuck your hips under, place your hands on your knees like so. I want you to rock all the way forward and all the way back. All right, now what I don't wanna see is as you rock forward, a little bit too much opening up like this. All right, now this is great for yoga, but for right now, what our purpose is to really localize this stretch and mobilization into that hip flexor. All right, when you open up an arch, it's gonna be a little bit more of a global stretch, and we're just trying to get more of a localized effect. All right, if you don't feel too much of a stretch, that's okay, but just make sure you're tucking your hips under, because that makes a big difference. All right, but some of you might be really flexible in this area, but I know a lot of us who sit down at a desk all day, can feel really tight in these corners here. Awesome work. Let's switch sides. So again, 90-90 position. Tuck those hips under. Place your hands on your knee. Slowly rock forward. And again, I'm focusing on my breath here. I'm trying to be as relaxed as possible, inhaling in through the nose and out through the mouth as I go. Awesome. All right, now from there, stay in that exact same position, okay? So it's 90-90 position. I want you to swing your left foot, or whichever foot is in front, swing it off to the side, all right? Now from there, place your right hand, or the same side hand as the knee that's down, all the way down on the floor, all right? So we're just creating a lot of 90-degree angles. 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here, and all you're gonna do is, again, thread the needle here, thread the needle, but this time we're emphasizing the extension portion, all right? So we're reaching all the way up. It helps to turn that hand back too. All right, bring it all the way down. And bring it all the way up. And this one feels awesome on the upper back, on the shoulders, on the chest. And also helps to think about pushing down into the floor firmly with that bottom arm. And that just gives you a nice stable base for your body to actually rotate with. Awesome. All right, we're gonna switch sides, all right? So it's a little bit of a mind game, but we're gonna switch knees. Actually, I'll show you this way. We're gonna switch knees. We're gonna swing that leg off to the side. We're gonna drop our hand down towards the floor, reach through the open space, and then extend up towards the ceiling, all right? Awesome. All right, we're gonna get one more before we move on to our next exercise here. Awesome. So this one, we're gonna again get into that kneeling position. This time I want you to get a little bit further than a true 90-90, all right? And that's because we're gonna try to tap the floor here. You're gonna pull back into a bit of a hamstring stretch. Think about pulling your toes up towards your shins. And then from there, bring it back and then reach your arms over your head. So now we're getting a little bit more of a global stretch. Don't worry too much about your lower back position and tucking the hips under. Just think about getting as tall and as long as possible, and then bring it back down, all right? Hamstring stretch, pull those toes up, back down, global anterior chain stretch. Awesome work. We got a couple more here. Hamstrings. And reach up. Last one. Awesome. All right, let's switch sides. So again, starting that 90-90, but then reach further a little bit more and then come down. All right, now from there, pull back and reach up towards the ceiling. Pull back, breathe, try not to be too tense, and reach overhead. Awesome work. We're almost done here. All right, last one. All right, last drill coming up. All right, so we have a Cobra Pose, and then we rotate, and then we do a downward dog. All right, so it's a little bit of a combo move. So let's come down onto the floor. You are going to press yourself up into a Cobra Pose. Now from there, look over your right shoulder and try to find your left heel with your eyes. Then go the other way. Try to find your right heel with your eyes, looking over your left shoulder. And then tuck your toes under. Let's cycle into a downward dog. And then come back into your Cobra Pose. All right, so this is a great one. We're getting a lot of extension through the spine here. We're getting some rotation through the neck, T-spine, and back. And then we get the posterior chain as we sit back into our downward dog. And then we repeat. We'll get about 2 more, and then you'll be all set with your daily stretch routine. So again, this is a great one to do after a long day at work, sitting down for long periods of time, or just a good one to do maybe right before bed or right after you wake up, or if you're really sore. So just an overall nice movement that you can do if you don't necessarily want to work out, but you do want to get some activity in. All right, last one here. Make it a good one. Deep breaths, relax. Look over your shoulder. Look over the other shoulder. Tuck the toes, downward dog. Awesome work. All right, so like I said, feel free to revisit this as many times as needed, right before bed, right when you wake up in the morning, after workout, before workout, really anytime. This is sort of a nice catch-all movement-based routine. All right, so thanks so much for joining me, and until next time, sweat out, happiness in.